Schoharie County. It's HB Steadham, your Times Journal Executive Editor, and I am here today with Karen Brueck. How are you doing today, Karen?
I'm doing very well. How about you?
Oh, I'm doing well. I'm so glad to have you here
Well,
today.
thank you. I've been looking forward to this for the last couple of weeks.
Oh, I have
Coming
been
here,
too.
telling you all about biking.
I
Whoopee!
know, it's so exciting, right? Because Karen is here today because 25 years ago, this year, in fact, it was in March, 25 years ago in March, Karen bicycled across the United States. And when you first said you biked across the United States, I thought you meant
Motorcycle. Of
motorcycle.
course you did.
Yeah.
In fact, I talked to a lady who was on a motorcycle when I was on the tour, and we got just gabbing around and everything like that. And I wasn't on the bike at the time. I was just in a store or something like that. And somehow we got talking about going across America. And she said, "Well, how come you only want one way?" I said, "Because I was on a real bike. You're on a motorcycle." She says, "Oh."
That is amazing. So, did you bicycle regularly before this?
Not as much as I did getting ready for it, but when I was 57, I had retired that year, and I bought myself a bike. I didn't know anything about bikes, so I just bought a bike. So I had this bike, and I decided to go on a tour. It was along the Erie Canal. Well, when I got on the tour, I couldn't keep up with anybody, and I thought, geez, I thought I was in pretty good shape. Well, then one of the girls looked at the bike. She says, "It's not you, it's the bike. You got the wrong kind of bike.
Huh.
You got a lumber wagon. You need to have a bike that has less junk on it. You don't need fenders. You don't need a kickstand. You don't need all this other monkey business. You just need a bike and narrow tires and so on." So I got through the tour, which was the first one I ever did, and I hated it. Then I bought a new bike. Went and talked to some people that knew what they were talking about, at different bike shops throughout the 5-county area. And well, the first couple of them blew me off because I told them I was going to go across America. Now I'm 60 years old at the time, and I'm going across America. I don't even know what kind of a bike to get, and I'm going across America. So anyway, these guys, they were about in their 30s. They sort of blew me off. I'm reading
Sure.
it from a paper because I don't even know what I'm supposed to ask. So then I went to this one guy, Bert, in Scotia, because I went around to several of them, and he was wonderful. He said, "Sit down." And we spent 45 minutes just talking about the bikes and everything. I knew this was the guy I needed. And I was with him for probably 9 years after that. Every year I would go maybe buy a new bike, or at least I'd go for information and stuff like that. Because he didn't blow me off. Figured a 60-year-old lady, she's going to bike across America. She can barely walk across the street.
So, how did you find out about that there was going to be a bike across America?
Well, I was sitting there at lunchtime in my apartment going through, I think, People magazine or Cosmopolitan, one of the standard things, and I come across an ad, and it says Woman Tours, Bike Across America. I said, wow, that sounds exciting. I'd already gone, I'd biked in France for 2 weeks, and I'd biked in Belgium or Holland for a couple of weeks, and that was all the biking I had done. So now I think I should go across America. So what I did was I was talking to Don Griffith and Marge. They were good friends of mine. And Don was a phys ed teacher at Middleburg. And he said, "We'll do it." I said, "I can't do it. I'm not in shape." He says, "I know. You're going to go to the gym. You're going to get in shape and you're going to do it." So I went to Oneonta twice a week from October until the end of February and did spinning classes, which I hated,
See.
but I did them because that got me in shape. So with that, I lost 20 pounds. And then I shipped off my bike to San Diego and off we went.
So the race started in San Diego. And
It wasn't a race. Don't say it was a
oh, I'm
race.
so sorry. No, the tour, the trip,
The trip was
the
the
excursion.
excursion, and it was for women only. It was called Woman Tours, and the lady who founded the company said, "If you go biking with men, you're going to blow yourself out because you think, oh, I got to catch up with those guys, and you're going to blow yourself out, and you're never going to finish the tour." So only women could bike on these tours.
And how old were you at the time?
I turned 61 on March 5th, and on March 9th, I was biking across America. The average age was 59.
Really?
Yep.
So, how many miles a day did you
The
bike?
average is 62 a day.
62.
62. It's just like going to Albany and then halfway back,
Wow,
or go
every
to
day.
Oneonta and back.
At the age of 61.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I'll have to tell you about our groups. you found out who you could bike with. Because there's somebody is a real biker, and she's like a bat out of hell, and you're wait a minute, I'm getting on my bike, and she's halfway down the county, so you didn't have a bike with her. So you found out who you were going to bike with, and the two girls that I biked with, we were all slow, so we were the last ones in every night. So
So you would stay at night at a hotel, like
yeah,
you'd have a starting point and ending point, stay all night in a hotel, and then eat along the way.
yeah,
So you started, did you say San Diego? Is that where
yeah.
you
We
said?
started in San Diego. We put our tires in the Pacific and started biking.
You dipped them in the.
Dipped them in, and you could dip your feet in too if you wanted to. And the funny thing was, we're biking along not the Mississippi, the Pacific, and these kids are walking along, teenagers, Where are you guys going? Florida. Yeah, right, because they could tell we weren't 18 years old. We're old. Where are you really going? We're going to Florida. Okay, if you say so.
That
They
is.
wouldn't believe us.
Oh
Most people
yeah,
didn't believe us
yeah.
that we were going to Florida. I mean, when you're 60 years old and you haven't really ridden a bike very much, it's Florida.
That's
But it's
wild.
cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
So where in Florida did you end up? Like where was the
St.
final?
Augustine.
In St.
Yeah,
Augustine.
St. Augustine. And then when we got to the ocean, we put our tires in the ocean at the Atlantic. So we went from sea to shining sea
That is
with our
amazing.
bikes.
Did you stop anywhere along? I mean, I know that you stopped in several places along the way, but are there any particular stops that just are very memorable to you?
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't stopping, but this is memorable because this is weird. It's kind of magical, but mystery. I'm biking along. We're in Arizona, and it's a straightaway at that point. The flowers are all out this time of year. The California poppies
Mm-hmm.
had moved over to Arizona, and it was a magic land. And people that we didn't know were real photographers, and they're like this, taking pictures of the flowers, as we're biking along. And all of a sudden, my mother and father were on my back.
Huh.
My mother, all of a sudden, they were there. They
Wow.
were there, and all of a sudden, I'm telling you, this happened. And then all of a sudden, Christ was there holding all three of us together.
Wow.
Is that weird or what?
I mean, it's
I
like you
know, it
said,
just lasted
it's
a couple of minutes, but it happened. And then I
wow.
never saw them again on the trip and all, but there they were. But I did a lot of bike tours too. I
Did
did
you?
about 16 or 18 altogether in Europe.
Yeah.
And the best thing, what's really cool? They have bike barge tours where you live on a barge at night
Huh.
and you have a room just like you'd have on a cruise ship. You have
Wow.
this cute little room, and they feed you. You only get two choices. You don't get 16 choices. And they have plenty of wine, plenty of beer, and you just sit there. You can sit out in the front of it in a nice light and just have a glass of wine. You watch France go by or Belgium go by or wherever, and then during the day, in the morning we have a talk at breakfast as to where we're going. So then the boat goes up to here and we meet them there. And it's always right by a pub.
No.
There's always a pub there. So we get there half an hour early, sit at the pub waiting for the boat.
That is so neat.
Yeah, it's very cool. And I also biked in New Zealand for 2 weeks too.
Really?
hmm
And what was that like?
Awesome. It was awesome. It was like biking in New York State or any place in the United States.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's wonderful. I mean, there are a couple volcanoes and a couple of glaciers and stuff like
Just
that.
some
Just a
volcanoes and
what the heck?
glaciers.
Oh, there's a glacier over there. Look at that. Oh, it was awesome. It was beautiful. The South Island. Yeah, that was one of my favorite trips. And I think there were 6 of us that had been on the cross country. We always try to get other people that have been on the cross country to go on all these different tours with us
So how many miles do you think you've biked over your entire biking
around the
life?
world.
You think so?
The circumference of the Earth, 24,000 miles.
Have you done the math? Did you know
hmm
that?
Yeah, I was a math teacher. Remember?
That's right, you are a math teacher.
Yes, I figured that out.
Now, where did you teach when you were teaching math?
I started 3 years in Middleburg and 32 years in Sharon Springs.
32 years in
hmm
Sharon
I
Springs.
loved it.
You loved it. What did you love about it?
Just loved it. Just loved it. It was like it was a calling. You know how they always talk about priests and sisters having a calling?
Yeah.
That was my calling to be a high school math teacher.
I also know that You helped a lot with the Joshua Project, their new building, right? Yeah. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah, I gave them 175,000.
For their building.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I've been there. You've been there, I assume, since they opened?
Yeah, they named it Brook Hall.
Did
That's what
they?
I heard. I don't know how much of it's Brook Hall. I haven't seen the sign yet, but
Yeah.
that's what Pat said. We're naming it Brook Hall, so whatever. I don't care. But yeah, I just donated 25 to the other animal shelter, the one over by Canterbury.
Did you?
Yeah, and I'm giving 25 to this one.
Okay. Well, that's
Uh,
what leads you to do that.
you see, because I never had any kids. My first husband died when he drowned in Schoharie Creek when he
Oh,
was 29, and we were just going to have kids. So that didn't happen. By the time I got married again at 40, I don't want kids at 40.
sure.
So I never had any. So all these people that hardly have any money or they've been paying for college kids. I've never had to pay that. So I have this money.
Yeah.
And so every once in a while, I just give away 25,000 or something like that because it's there. I don't
That,
miss it.
that's really kind of you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I die, the county's gonna know about it.
Well, I don't want that to happen. So let's
Oh, I
just
don't want
avoid
it to
that.
happen for a while either. I would tell
Yeah.
people I'm giving to about 15 different places in this county.
That's amazing.
But I never had any kids. I have a couple nephews, but they don't need all the money that I have.
Yeah.
To look at me, do I look like I have a lot of money? No. No, I do trips. That's my
That's
main thing. People say to me, they don't say, "Hi, Karen, how are you?" They say, "So where you been or where you going?"
so
Because I do at least 2 trips every year.
well, what's the most recent trip you've been on?
Uh, a year ago, March, I was in Africa on my 5th safari.
Your fifth
Uh huh.
safari.
Yeah, my 4th and 5th. I did a week in Tanzania and a week in Kenya. That was March. And then in July, I was supposed to do that Mississippi tour with my sister, but she couldn't make it. So my friend Sue and I did the Mississippi. That was between Nashville and Memphis.
Did you like take a riverboat or what did you
It
do
was on the
on a riverboat?
Mississippi, yeah, American Cruise Lines. Lovely.
Was
Yeah, I'd been
it?
Yeah, I've done 16 cruises.
Have you?
Well, counting the bike barge tours because they count
Yeah.
as cruises too.
Sure, of
Yeah,
course.
Viking, 4 or 5 Vikings. The best Viking one I've ever done goes from Budapest all the way up to Amsterdam.
Wow.
Yeah, I've done that one twice.
We went on a cruise in the Western Mediterranean where we started in Rome, went to Tunisia, went to Ibiza, went to
Did you go to Morocco at all?
nope, just Tunisia is where we
Oh, okay.
so it was Africa still, but it was in
Yeah,
Tunisia and it was very cool.
yeah,
So,
because that's the one I keep thinking about. But I've never been to Morocco, and I'd like to go just to go. But I
yeah.
don't want to go for a whole week there. Just go once.
So do you have any trips planned coming up?
Yes, sort of. It's not on paper yet. Uh, Columbia River between Oregon and Washington.
Mhm.
I've already done it once, but one lady I met at the gathering place,
Mhm.
every time she sees me, she always wants to know where have I been, because I haven't run out of trips yet. Okay, so she said, "Boy, I'd like to go on a trip. Would you like to go on a cruise with me?" And I said, "Yeah, where do you want to go?" She said, "I'd like to do the Columbia River." And so we're working on that. We're going to do that sometime either in the summer or the fall. You ever been on an Alaska cruise?
I have not.
Well, let me tell you this. Take it for what it's worth. I've been there 3 times. The first 2 times were on Holland American and something else, another big one. Then the third time I went on a boat that held 48 passengers. That's the way to go.
Only 48.
Only 48 people. It's the way to go.
Wow.
It's on a little boat, and you go from this to that to this, and you're in the crooks and crannies and stuff like that. You're in it. You see a whale when you're on the cruise ship. Hey, there's a whale out there. Yeah, just say goodbye. If you're with them and there's a whale, they go over to it as close as legally they can do. And we sit there, and the captain will say, "Now let me know when you're ready." But I'm going to go back, and that's the way I'm going. I'm going to find one somewhere between 40 and 90, whatever they have,
That's
because then you
amazing.
get to go really close to things. I went to Egypt too. I
went to
didn't bike though,
Egypt?
but I've been to Egypt.
That's
It was
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
We got to go to the pyramids. My husband went in, but I'm claustrophobic. I said, no, I can't go in one.
Huh.
I just couldn't. He came out. He says, it's a good thing you didn't go in. You would not have liked
Really?
this because it was very narrow and very low. And then when you get
Wow.
in, this way in the front or way in the middle, I guess this gets pretty
It
big. But
opens
he
up,
said,
yeah.
no, you would not have liked this. And we did South Africa and Zimbabwe and Botswana.
Wow.
So we got to see Victoria Falls.
Oh, I've heard great things about
Oh,
Victoria
wow.
Falls.
That was awesome. That was
Yeah.
cool. In fact, my husband and I, we had gone to Brazil. We saw Iguazu Falls, which is another one. There are three big ones: Iguazu, Niagara, and Victoria.
Yeah.
Iguazu is.
So, have you been to every continent except for Antarctica?
Been to Australia a couple times and New
Yeah.
Zealand, and yeah, I was almost tempted to go to Greenland or Iceland. I haven't been to either one of them.
Hmm.
Do one of these days. My friend and I were going to go, but now she's not able to go,
Right.
so it's not really on my bucket list.
I could talk to you for, I think, several days straight without a break. I think you're fascinating.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you
Bye.
for coming in today.
Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
Yeah. You know, you're part of what makes Schoharie County a great place to live. Did you know that?
I guess so.
You are.
Yeah,
You
I
are.
know. That's what people say anyway.
Well, I agree.
Yes.
I'm one of those people.